It's 88.9 Radio Milwaukee, brand new music from Milwaukee's own Webster X, that's Intuition. We got Web in studio with us right now. How you feeling, man?
Hello, world. I'm amazing.
Fantastic, bro. We're loving this new album, man. Keep him coming.
Thank you, for sure.
I also immediately, when you told me that the album was going to be called Daymares, I thought to myself, okay, Sam's got something that he's fearing, he's afraid of. So what are your Daymares? What are those things that keep you up?
The Daymares concept came from a point in time, that dark period after Desperate Youth, right before Doomsday, but then even after I released Doomsday, like I kind of went through it here and there a lot. And what it is just my exception of the anxiety that I never really recognized like growing up. I grew up like in an Ethiopian household, so also like my mom was a very like, I guess you can call it Orthodox Muslim or very like strict Muslim, but she wasn't like a strict person like that or anything. But religion-wise, she was very like to the T, prays 5 times a day, whatever. They never really talked about like, hey, you might feel like anxious growing up, or like the word awkward's like, I swear I never recognized those words growing up. I probably had low self-esteem here and there, like we all do, but I never really grasped those words. So, I mean, it's a very long story, but I will say, just to speak to the Daymares concept, like my friend Kenny, he had posted a photo that just said like, the caption was Daymares. I thought that spoke exactly to what I was feeling all through 2014 to the top of 2015 was that like dark period. And yeah, I was just very anxious. I had to drop out of school. I was worried my parents weren't gonna like, you know, care about that at all, or they were gonna care too much about that rather. And yeah, I just had plenty of fears, but they all were experienced like through the day. Now that I know what those themes are in my life, I kind of accept them if they happen, but I'm most definitely grateful for it. And like, I was like, this is just a perfect like thing to talk about for an entire project. Because that's what I do with my music. I just kind of talk about life. I can't really talk about anything else besides that. And I think that's what kind of sets me apart from a lot of other people.
You have put a level of artistry and focus on the music video that's been unparalleled to a lot of predecessors. Why do you put so much energy in music videos? Man,
it kind of came naturally just being friends with my videographers like Damien and Cody. So the focus has been put in even more to music videos is because the way that Doomsday like shifted everything. And when I saw the success of that, it was like, oh, cool, I should probably like maybe care about this even more, you know what I'm saying? Right. I'm always trying to break stuff up though. I'm never trying to do it the same way people do it. That's the coolest thing I think about my entire entity is that I never try to attack it the same way people do it. And that's a natural thing too. I don't think about that hard. I'm never like, oh yeah, I need to do this differently. Like, I just want to do it differently.
Right.
So, but the biggest ups too have to go to Damien and Cody because if they didn't make the Doomsday video look how it did, I'd probably be moving in a different direction. Like, I could have shot that video with anybody else and it could have looked, you know, it could have been colored, the shots would have looked how they were. And I would have released it and, you know, maybe still would have done well, but like if it didn't have that particular style, the way we were able to include all those people in the group shoot, like I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. So it's a very like shared plane between myself and Damien and Cody.
You know, there's been no shortage of buzz about the new project, and it's exciting. So your debut album, Daymares, is going to be out here, what is that, March 24th?
March 24th, yes sir.
On closed sessions. And I want to start off by asking you, so if this is the debut album, what was Desperate Youth? We consider that at Radio Milwaukee your debut album.
Yeah, 100%. In internet world, it's a full-on mixtape.
Right.
And nowadays, each artist has their own interpretation of what a mixtape, album, EP. Steve Lace from the internet just called his latest release a song series, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's multiple different avenues, but the way I think about things is if it's a compilation of songs that I randomly, loosely put together and don't have a concept, don't really have a theme at all, except Desperate Youth kind of did in a sense, but it wasn't really that purposeful, you know what I'm saying? So that's still a mixtape for me. Daymares had way more effort. There was executive producers involved, as in Q the Sun. There was 2 different engineers involved. It was a very well thought out project, and that's what I'm always gonna call an album.
I'm wondering how you express, or rather I should say, how you observe and then express through your music what that means now, and more importantly, I guess, what it means next. Yeah. You know what I'm saying, for America.
Yeah, in the music, as far as race and all that kind of stuff, I touch on it when I'm not even really noticing it. We all kind of never pay attention to that kind of stuff, because also like the internet has allowed for opinions, articles being shared, all that type of stuff to emerge for us to read about, digest, argue about, unfriend people about, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy right now. That's the internet's influence though, but before that, I was so passive to all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, once again, since the internet has now brought that to attention, like now you gotta really take a stand for it. Right. And I take a stand for it when I feel like I need to, but I don't pay attention to it like all of the time. It doesn't rid my life full of racial tension, and I understand why people feel that way, because also like I can be a different vessel in certain places because of just my character in general. The way I dress, the way I talk, the way I act, like, but that's also allowed me, all those qualities have allowed me to be able to be in different groups of people. Whether it's like black kids on the north side, Latinos, Asians, Jewish people, Muslim people, like I like to feel like I understand a lot of people's, like, you know, general characteristics, you know what I'm saying? That's just that intuition working, and I just go with that. So yeah, to answer that question, it's really just I touch on it when I feel like I need to, and I'm always gonna do that. Like, as the platform keeps getting bigger, whatever's gonna happen, like, if I get asked those questions, I'm never gonna shy away from them. I'm never gonna be afraid to attack them, because that's just like the human thing to do, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And I feel like I'm able to do that. But I mean, I've hung out and I've seen lots of different people growing up, which is most definitely not the case for Milwaukee at all.
Absolutely,
you know?
No,
so
you're right.
I think I'm pretty blessed in that standpoint.
But then you have this younger generation, Chance et al., who are not only staying and investing, but also with no apology, staying and investing. When the industry tells you you're supposed to go here, you should go to Paris, you should go to LA, you should go to London. No, I'm gonna stay right here where my mama stays. I wonder, do you think about that in Milwaukee?
The way I look at it, and it's a part of the plan still, like, after this album, I want it to do well, and I want to be able to go, like, rent a crib in LA with all my friends and be able to, like, have a new influence of music making, but then also, like, kind of bounce back between there and Milwaukee and still be doing free space and all that stuff here in Milwaukee, you know, like, and then eventually, like, really buying a crib here in Milwaukee, and then still work, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you can still live in Milwaukee and travel the world, and you don't have, that's the thing that, like, makes me laugh so much. It's like, bro, you can stay in Milwaukee, but you can also, if you have enough money, have some time in LA. If you're at that level, which I think a lot of us are trying to do, a lot of people would just bounce and live somewhere else, because that means you just don't mess with Milwaukee. And I still love Milwaukee no matter what. I just really take pride in, like, how I was brought up. I mean, at the end of the day, let people do whatever they want to do, but I'm most definitely gonna have the perspective of, like, building here and using what I can to do as much as I can here. It's not that hard.
Do my dirt when I'm surrounded, with heavy breathing demons, no street.